Hey, welcome to the Daily Ledger podcast. This is J.D. Frost, and I have an amazing guest that I'm very excited to introduce to you. She was at an event and spoke at an event called the Guardians Retreat here a little while ago, back in April, and that's where I met her and just was amazed at the message that she released at that event. We have Natasha Graziano with us today on the podcast. I'm so excited to have her here. She's got one of the top 3 podcasts right now on Apple iTunes that is called The Law of Attraction. She's got a new book coming out that we're excited to be talking about and has over 10 million followers on Instagram. I mean, the amount of energy that comes from Natasha is amazing. Ever since I've known her, all she does is make me smile and have a lot of energy. And this is somebody that you have to follow, and you got to listen to this podcast. So thank you so much, Natasha, for taking the time to be on here. I can't believe that we're making this happen.
Woo! I'm so happy that we're making this happen. I've been so excited to come on and share with you and your viewers. I know that you have a beautiful audience and you are such an amazing being. So thank you for having me.
No problem. No problem. So what I like to do is I've got a few questions that I ask almost every single guest that we have on the podcast. And one of those is to tell me your journey in 75 seconds or less.
Okay. Homeless single mom in 2018. No money, not a penny to my name. In debt by hundreds of thousands, and had an autoimmune disease. I thought I would never get out of that place. From that place of weakness, from that place of pain, I brought myself back to who I am today. I transformed my life into the woman that you see here standing today. On the top stages alongside the Mark Cubans, the Gary Vaynerchuks, the Jesse Itzlers, to being a best-selling author. And I always say to people, don't judge me by how you see me standing now. Judge me by how many times I have fallen down and got back up. And that's my story.
That's awesome. You tell it so well. And I mean, can you give me an example of one of those times where you had fallen down and you got back up? I mean, I love the title of your book. It's Be It Until You Become It. So what I've learned from you so far in our interaction is you are able to kind of get in that mindset before it actually happens better than just about anybody that I've ever come across. Tell me about one of those times when you fell down and got back up.
You know, I could talk about when I was broke. I could talk about when I lost everything, but the worst for me was when I had the illness, when I thought I'd lost me. When you are down from the world, when you are so shriveled up from the version of you that you once were, you feel like you've lost your full sparkle. You feel like you've lost your full essence. You feel like you've lost you. And when you lose that full sparkle, I got to the place where I was suicidal. I got to the place where I literally thought, I have nothing. There is no point in me going on right now. There is no point in me doing anything from here because I don't have me anymore. Without your health, you have nothing. But it is from that place of pain that, like Rumi, the 16th century poet once said, let your pain be your cure. I let my pain be the reason that I transformed. I made it my mission to heal so I could be a role model for my son, but not only be a role model for him, go on and be a role model for others in the world. I wanted to expand my mission and serve humanity better, helping them end their own suffering, helping everyone live a better life. And I made that agreement with the universe in that moment where I said, if you show me how to heal, if you show me right now how to heal, I will go on and I will share it with the world. I promise, if you show me how to get through this pain right now, I will share this with the world. And I will never do anything that I did before. I won't go back to being a webcam girl. I won't go back to being a drug addict. I won't go back to being a selfish individual who was living a life just for her and wasn't caring about who was around me and was missing out. I will now build and be a new human. And so I did. But of course, I had to end up on the street because sometimes pain hits you, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual pain. Pain hits you to say, honey, you are going in the wrong direction. And I was going in the wrong direction. But when you realize that what you go through is to help you grow, then you realize life is happening for you, not against you.
That pain that you're talking about, a lot of us like to avoid that pain. I've learned to accept that whenever I'm going through a painful situation, that's helping me to grow. I've related the pain to growth immediately. And that took a lot of practice, working that muscle. And so I can completely relate to what you're talking about as far as the pain causes you to change direction. It has to.
Has to.
And so the pain is the catalyst to growth. Can you tell me, you mentioned your son. Can you tell me a little bit about your son? Is that your only child?
Yeah, my son's 5 years old. It's, I was a single mom for so many years. I don't know any other way. Now I'm married. I met the love of my life a year ago and we got married. We met on Clubhouse of all places. And, he's been a great bonus daddy to my son and been wonderful. But yeah, it was a tough journey. And, I've been scared to have another child since because I've been dealing with that trauma and that PTSD of what I went through the first time where I was ill and unable to be there for him. But my son's a gorgeous boy. He makes me realize why I'm here. Every day when I hug him, I just know I'm doing something for him. And to make him proud and make his children proud and make their children proud and leave a legacy thereafter I'm gone.
So when you came out of this pain, when you decided to change people's lives, decided to bring energy into their lives, was there a certain person or experience that kind of caused you to know that that's the journey that you wanted to pursue, that that's the route that you wanted to pursue?
I think the route changed for me when I was in my darkest. I think the route changed for me knowing that if I help others heal, I'll heal. If I help others with something, it will help me be a better person. My why changed is the truth. My why went from not having a son to having a son and helping in charities, helping children in charities. That became a bigger root shifter for me. I realized I just didn't want to be in that place I was in before, living a life just for me and not knowing about something else greater than me, not knowing about something bigger than me. I'd always read, The Secret and good books like that. But if you don't apply them, it's as good as not listening, right? Sitting here right now, if someone's listening to this podcast, if you don't actually go out there and action the stuff you hear today, you are taking it in one ear and out the other. So watch this. When you listen, shut one other ear like that. So it goes in and it stops. It stays in your mind. You want it to go in and stay, right? You got to take action because otherwise, with all that knowledge, what are you doing? So it's about applying. So for me, it shifted roots when I started to notice other people needed healing. Other people needed the mission. Other people needed the message. And I've just made it my life ever since. I wake up and I think, who can I serve today? If I do not show up today, if I do not show up and smile and put a brave face on, even if I'm still suffering with anxiety sometimes, if I don't show up today and help somebody, and I do it for one person a day, and we may reach a few more million than that, but even if we only reach one person a day, that's all I do it for, just to help one person, somebody listening today, that they feel uplifted, that they feel motivated to change something about their life. Because if you keep doing the same thing you have always done, you will always get the same results. It is up to you to shift and change your habits, and then you will see a change in your outer reality.
And right now, I mean, you have a ton of energy. I mean, obviously you're super successful. You got your best-selling author. You're speaking on huge stages, getting around amazing people. Some might say, someone might be listening being like, well, yeah, of course she's happy all the time. Of course she's energetic. Of course she's, got the great clothes and like going around, getting around the right people. I mean, it's all kind of happened for her. I mean, what type of anxiety do you have now? Do you have any worries now? Do you have any fears?
Great question. And yes, we are all a work in progress. Don't think for 1 minute that because I stand up here smiling today, that tomorrow I might not be a mess on the floor. I'm human. My child comes home. There's something going on at school. I'm still dealing with that as a mom. I'm still dealing with my anxieties of dramas going on in my business, situations going on with loved ones, things that happen as they do to every human. The difference is when shit happens in my life, when chaos happens. I was in and out of a court battle last year with somebody from my past I was dealing with. When you go through stuff, you don't have to talk about it and share that with the world. So nobody really knows what's going on. And you just put on a brave face, but you can show vulnerability in any way. But 2, how do you handle it? How do you handle it? It is not about the reaction. It's about the action you take from it. So are you going to react or are you going to think, pause, and then handle? So when anxiety flares up, when I get nervous, when I feel like I'm going to panic, like I used to have panic attacks 3 times a day when I have my illness. When I feel nervous, I go out for a walk. I take myself away. If I'm around people, I go to the bathroom and do a breathing exercise. Stuff still happens to the best of us. I'm still human. My son will spill his chocolate cake all over my white shirt before I'm about to go on stage. It literally happened to me about 2 weeks ago. I'm like walking out there. I'm like, sorry, you guys, I'm wearing the same suit you saw me in yesterday because my son puked on this one this morning. I'm so sorry. Like, this is real. This is life.
Right.
We're all human. So yeah, I put in a brave face. And I feel amazing because I know and I have the training and the mindset control to understand we're in control of our brains and our thoughts and our feelings and our actions are down to us. I no longer point fingers because look at this. When I point a finger and I say, you're the problem, it's external. It's external that's the problem. It's the environment I'm in. It's his fault, her fault, their fault. Look at this. Point a finger like you're pointing a gun at someone like that. Look, 1, 2, 3 fingers, your middle finger, your 4th finger, your 5th finger. If you're listening, just imagine it. It's pointing back at you. 3 fingers are pointing back at me when I say it's his fault. It's actually not. It's mine.
Yeah.
So I just do not allow it to ever be external. And I take responsibility of everything. So I do not allow it to be a bad day for 2 days. If I'm having a bad day, I'm shifting it within an hour. I'm doing my mindset techniques I teach in my book, Be It Till You Become It. So I have an amazing day. I go dance. I shake off the energy. I shake up my DNA. I go have a gorgeous chat with someone like you. I go feel good, right? I go feel good because that is what shifts it for you.
Yeah.
Don't allow it to take you down.
I love how you're talking about ultimate responsibility. I mean, I think that for me in my life, I struggled a lot with alcohol, drugs. I've been through some very, very painful situations with relationships and things of that nature. And that pain allows you to grow. But your ultimate responsibility comment right there, I think that when I finally started to take ultimate responsibility for everything, it was all up to me. That gave me an enormous amount of confidence, control, seeing the difference between every situation, being able to overcome anything that's in your way. Because when you have ultimate responsibility, you can overcome anything because it doesn't rely on anybody else. Amen. And that's awesome.
Absolutely. You just take that responsibility. Just accept that nobody else is going to pay your bills for you. Nobody else is going to help you feel better because happiness does not come from without. It comes from within.
Yeah. Yes.
Happiness is us. It's like I show up like this every day because my aim is that every person I encounter feels elevated by my presence, by my talk, by my speech, by my words, by whatever it is we exchange. Even just a smile in the street, they feel elevated by me and I should feel elevated by them.
I love that. Do you have any advice for those who lack clarity or need clarity?
Clarity is the first pillar of my 5 pillars. Funny you touch on it, of how to achieve your goals faster. If you do not have clarity, you don't actually have much, because clarity is going to help you with knowing where you want to be 5 months from now, 5 years from now. Without complete clarity on that, you're all over the shop. You're a mess. You've got chaos in this area, that area of your life. You have to commit and be clear with specificity about what it is that you want. What do you want? If I ask my clients, what do they want? 9 times out of 10, it's the same thing. Happiness, more wealth, health, right? Always the same things, more love. But how many people don't actually specify what that means, or don't even know what they want in the first place? 50% of the people that I reach first, 50% have no idea. They're like, I actually don't know. I'm in a marriage. I'm not happy. I'm doing this, or I never met anyone. I haven't found a relationship, or my business just doesn't move. The same. Then like, I don't know what I want. I'm like, know what it is that you want. Be clear, crystal clear on what it is that you want. Because when you know what it is you want, nobody can take that from you. Get clear, get clarity of your vision. It's the first pillar of my 5 pillars to achieving your goals faster.
Love that. How do you recommend to somebody to figure out what they want? Is there an exercise? You talk about action a lot. I love actions. I mean, I'm really vibing with you right now on the action and execution part of this. So help a listener with what's the action to get clarity on what they want.
Yeah. You've got to know that the person you are today, if you are not happy with that person fully in every way, which by the way, we're all a work in progress, back to that point again, which means we shouldn't be happy yet. We should always be happy, but not fully fulfilled. That's the best word, because you always want to strive for more. So know that who you are today is not who you actually want to be. And if we can agree on that, now let's go to the point. Who do you want to be in 5 years? Who are you hanging out with? Who's around you? That's how you get clarity. We don't look at, I want to have $1 million in the bank. Great. That's a great point of clarity. But what we're really looking for is, what does that $1 million give you? What does that $1 million give you? It gives you a beautiful home. It gives you maybe even a second home. It might give you freedom to spend liberally and not worry. Maybe you can go into a clothes store and buy something without looking at that tag. Maybe it means that you've paid off your debts. You're debt free. You can give to charity how you want to. What are the things that $1 million does for you? That's getting clarity on your vision. So no, I want to become this, and it means that XYZ is now in my life. This is happening. That's how you get clarity in your vision. That's how you understand. Look around you at who you're inspired by. Who are you inspired by? Because I bet you're inspired by somebody. Whoever that person is who you are inspired by. Take action. Be like, I want to be more like them. Great. Use them as that inspiration. Write it down. They're this person. They do this. I want to be more like that. That's how you get specificity. Get clarity in your vision, and you will achieve greatness.
So find a model, basically, of who you want to be. And what do you tell people that are like, I'm happy where I am?
So I would beg to differ that any human is entirely happy where they are, because surely they want to give even more to charity next year. They want to save another person next year. They want to save one person they never have. They want to do more in the world. Now, it's brilliant being genuinely happy to your core. And I do know a couple of people who live a very humble life, and they are so beautiful. Monks are similar to this as well. They feel unconditional love, and they're very pure, and they're very enlightened beings in many ways, and they're at peace, and they don't want for anything. But if you want to be more fulfilled, you want to live out your purpose, then I would edge you to listen to something different, to read something a little different, to be inspired by something you didn't usually listen to. And maybe you'll find an even greater level of happiness and fulfillment, because now you're connecting your purpose to who you are and what you're doing. And every day you're just waking up feeling like, aligned and going towards that, when I'm not in alignment with my purpose, as with most humans, if we are not in alignment with who we are meant to be and what we're meant to be doing, we find sadness creeps in. We find pain tiptoes in. We find things creep up on us, bad relationships, things that don't serve us, because we are not believing in bigger. We're not acting in alignment with what we're here to do.
I love that. So you were talking about taking action, and this is a daily ledger podcast, and the daily ledger is a number of actions every day in a journal that I do, and it's a part of my daily routine. I'm curious, and for the listeners too, what is your daily routine? What does your morning look like every morning? Do you have a specific routine that you follow?
I do. I believe in journaling. I believe in writing my goals down. So this daily ledger is so in alignment with what I do and what I believe in. Do you know about that?
We gotta send you a copy of one just so that you have it. I would really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We take our day seriously. Okay. So I wake up and the first thing I think about is a meditation or a breathing exercise. So I do one or the other, depending on where I'm feeling, what I'm at. You do it while you're still coming out of the theta state, the alpha state. These are brain waves, right? They're different brain wave levels that we go through, usually as we fall asleep or as we go into deep guided meditation. And they've been proven in the alpha and the theta state that your mind is more impressionable, your brain is more impressionable, and you can rewire your brain. So as I fall asleep or as I wake up, I love to meditate and envision my goals and what I want to achieve as it imprints into my subconscious mind. And then my mind will start to find ways to bring it to fruition. And so I start with that. That's the science behind it. And of course, I love geeking out on neuroscience. When you journal, it's actually proven scientifically, which is my next thing I do as soon as I wake up. So I meditate, I breathe, I do Wim Hof breathing, and then I journal. So journaling is proven scientifically to help you achieve your goals faster, because in neuroscience, they say it activates the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex in your brain, right? And so when this is activated, it means that you are more likely through your behaviors to start to find ways to bring this goal to light. You're going to focus on it more. There's another part of our brain called the reticular activating system. It filters 2 million bits of data every second, colors and sounds and things that we see. And it shows you anything that you deem as important. So what do you deem as important? Well, anything that you focus your mind on is what it deems as important. So if you are focusing your mind on, I feel great, and today is going to be a great day, then you know what? It is going to be a great day. But if you are focusing on today's not great, I don't feel good today, and I'm going to allow this pain or this trauma, this anxiety or whatever it is you're going through to really sink in, and that becomes your thought process, and you allow that to stick, your reticular activating system in your brain is going to continue to show you evidence to prove that belief system is real. So you got to switch it to the positive one, and then it will show you evidence to show you that's real. And if you stay there for long enough, now you start seeing people, events, and places that feel different and like all these new possibilities and opportunities. But honey, they were always there. Those opportunities were always there. You just didn't see them with the right eyes.
I love that. Awesome. Just a couple more questions. I really appreciate you being on here. We got Natasha Graziano on the podcast, and I'm loving your energy, and your mindset is truly amazing. What would you say is the thing that is most misunderstood about you, that people might misunderstand about you?
The most misunderstood thing about me is that, oh, she had it easy. Or like, oh yeah, her following, like it's this like massive social media. It's easy once you do all that. Let me tell you, where I am today, to have gotten to the big wins that I'm now doing. Do you know how many smaller wins it took to get here that nobody saw? Do you know how many failures it took to get here? Do you know how many times I was pushed down and told you will never be something greater than you are. You will never amount to anything. The amount of times I was thrown to the curb, the amount of times I was misjudged because of a way that I looked or who I had been 10 years ago. But I say to people, we are not the same people that we were yesterday, let alone 10 years ago. We constantly change and constantly evolve. And every girl is somebody's daughter. Every wise woman was once a young, dumb girl, potentially. And we have to go through things like I did. I had to be that young, dumb girl at one point in my life. Not everybody was that person, but I had to go through some trials, some tribulations, some challenges. But there was a reason for it, because I have a platform to share with. So I use my platform, no matter what anybody might say. I use it unapologetically to help somebody to better their life. So I don't care when people misjudge or misunderstand what I am or who I am, because ultimately I'm not selling oil. I'm not selling anything. I'm giving. It's like philanthropy. I'm giving a way for somebody to be happier. I'm giving my MBS method, Meditational Behavioural Synchronicity, a form of deep guided meditation based in neuroscience and ancient wisdom to help someone to heal, maybe, to better their life. When I saved somebody's life last week on stage, when I saved a life the week before, when I continuously have people telling me, you've helped me heal, you've helped me make millions, I've now gotten out of debt, you've helped me evolve and become the person I am today, guess what? That is why you don't give up. Because we don't do this for the small person who doesn't believe in you and misjudges you. I say, walk out the room, switch this off, don't listen. But you're still here, aren't you? The ones of you who are still here, well, I know you're ready. You're ready to commit. You want something greater for yourself. And I'm not the one who's going to do it for you. By the way, you're going to do it. I am just your tool to help you to be more unapologetic about who you are born to be more empowered about who you are born to be. So when I have the title of being the #1 female motivational speaker under 40, as we saw in Forbes magazine and various other massive platforms now, when I have that title, just know I did not wake up with that around my neck. I spoke for years before I got to that place. I put in work. I got educated. I put time in, and I had to be knocked down time and time again with an illness, being broke, with being thrown off my platform to get to where I am today on my real platform, which is the world. And you, whoever you are listening to this, can be somebody incredible in your own way. Because you may be sitting thinking, well, I only reach 10 people. I only reach 1,000 people on my social, Natasha. Or maybe I only reach, doesn't matter. That's 1,000 more people that I didn't reach. That's 10 more people that I didn't get to, and you did. So you have to do it, because you got to think about who is missing out if you don't show up today. Who is missing out if you do not perform at the level you need to today? If you do not show up in your business as the version of you need to today? Who else is missing out? Because someone is missing out. Maybe a charity is missing out because you are not making the money you're meant to make to get the resources to help that charity. Don't do it for the small person misjudging you. Don't do it for the person who wants to talk about you and call you this, call you that. Do it for the greater good. Do it because you are born for greatness, and do it because you are meant to do something incredible. This lifetime is too short to be worrying about him, her, and all the bits in between. Nobody above you cares about all the past and this and that, only people beneath you.
Awesome. I got one other question that I'm curious of is, what is the most important lesson that you've learned in your career?
Okay. The most important lesson, was that you have to fiercely go after what you want. I don't even think, I was thinking, is there a bad time or something I've been through? Yeah, I've been a lot of those, and I learned from the bad stuff. But the truth is, your tenacity, your ambition. That is what I've learned. How much do you want it? How much do you want to be the number one in your field? How much do you want to be this incredible person in your work? And I realized I want it so badly, because the more I'm known, the more other people are known. The bigger I get, the more they get. The more influence I have, the more people I can help. I think about it every day. I wake up and think how much I want it. Every single thing I do is going towards that. When I'm at home and I'm just, doing something really, for me, laborious. For somebody else, it might be their passion, but for me, I'm tidying up like the pillows on my sofa. I'm like putting my clothes away in the drawer, doing real basics. I'm like, no, I feel really achieved. After 2 hours, I'm like, my living room looks like a showroom. Oh God, I really don't feel fulfilled right now. I feel like I've done nothing with my day because it's not serving my mission. Serve your mission. You will not feel fulfilled by doing those other tasks. Make them happen, but do it faster. You ever see those videos, and they're funny videos where the person's like, he's moved into a new office and he's cleaning up the whole room, making it look amazing. And like 5 hours in, he's like done nothing. And he feels really great for a minute. That's not long-term fulfillment. You want long-term fulfillment versus short-term gratification.
I love that. Well, Natasha, really appreciate you coming on the Daily Ledger podcast. What's the best way for a listener to find out more about you, maybe find out about your book? What do they need to do?
Well, everything we have spoken about today and more is inside my new book. I'm going to show you.
Awesome.
So Be It Till You Become It. August 2nd release date. This book is the law of attraction explained through neuroscience and ancient wisdom. When you get this book, you'll understand how you're actually the co-creator with the universe. And there are actionable steps inside the book, a 12-step process of how you can become the version of you want to become. I don't believe in fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Just, be it until you become it. Become that person before you get there. Be the billionaire before you get there. And I go through a meticulous version through neuroscience and ancient wisdom of how to be that version of you before you get there. There's science in there. There's research. There's steps. There's formulas. In fact, if you go on beituntilyoubecomeit.com right now, you actually get my best-selling program to accompany the book. So you get 4 video modules with me for free when you get the book.
That's awesome.
You're just gonna, I hope you enjoy it. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, that's incredible. Beituntilyoubecomeit.com.
Beituntilyoubecomeit.com.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much, Natasha. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to this podcast, the Daily Ledger podcast. I would love to come on your podcast sometime, Natasha, too. But thank you so much for coming on here. It really means a lot to us for you taking the time to be here. I love your energy. And I know that one of our listeners, at least one of our listeners, is going to be helped by what you said today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It means the world. I've had a beautiful time with you guys. Please do let me know what you think of the book. And I want to thank you personally for anybody who tags me, when you read it. Enjoy. Thank you so much for having me. You're a beautiful soul, and I can't wait to catch up with you again soon.
Thanks. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Nice job.
Amazing. That was so cool. Okay.
Yes.
I can take my jacket off. I can breathe. Oh my God, so fun. That was so good. I loved it. But yeah,
yes.
You're really a great, really great interviewer. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time again. And do we have any other details or anything to iron out? I think we're good. We'll be in touch with you, and we'll release it during those times. And in the meantime, I'd love to connect with you, hear more about what you're doing over the next few months, and hopefully we'll see you together on a stage.
I would love that. It would be beautiful. So 2 things just quickly. One, whenever you want to do press and are you doing press for yourself already?
We're doing a little bit, not a lot.
Okay, so we have 2 avenues that we can do for you. Number 1 is we do press for people. So we help the Mindful Media. You probably know it, Michael's company. The They're listed as one of the top 5 PR firms in the world on
Okay.
Forbes. They look after every thought leader you can think of. They have done press for everybody and anybody. And we would love to do something for you if you ever are ready and when you want to have your name screamed about or your podcast screamed about. We also have a podcast division, which is how I'm in the top, like always up in the top of the charts. They can do so many things. So if you ever want to have a chat with them, like it would be my pleasure to set up a call with Michael, not the team, with Michael. So you just go straight to the founder and just have like a nice, be looked after like everybody else who's that level. They're like we call it our friends, like we introduce it as our friends versus like a service. It's something that you want to do because you want to just like, you've already got the name. The truth is, like, if you've already got the name, like you already have something great about you and the success, you just want to get known about it. You know what I mean? It's like the next step. And then, so let me know and I'll send you the link and just book something with him and you guys can chat.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
Of course. Mimi, will you send, why have I just blanked on your name? J.D.
Yeah.
And it's not even on the screen. I just don't know why I had an absolute mind blank.
You're good.
It's because I was thinking of Claire and I don't know. I was like, do I send it to Claire?
Just send it to Claire.
Just send it to Claire from his team. Did I meet Claire? Oh my God, I met Claire.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my God, I love Claire. Yes. Send Claire Michael's booking link, please, so she can talk about it. Now, on another note, here's what's really cool. 26th, 27th of August. I know y'all are in Tennessee, but 26th, 27th of August, I'm hosting a 2-day, like high-end mastermind, top-level entrepreneurs, VIPs. I've got like, it's always bougie when I do this stuff. It's 2 days of really cool stuff, like learning everything from how to get in the press. We give you a piece of press whilst you're there. We put you on a stage on day 2. So you're like speaking. We get my show reels that you see of me, those amazing videos of me on stage with like all the jets and the things, like we do that for you. So we put that together. And then, but anyway, I'm explaining this because maybe your girls want to come. Maybe you want to come. Maybe they both, I'm just going to tell you about it. And then we also, we teach you how to have a top 5 podcast. We literally go through strategically how to get you famous. It's like a get famous. It's called Accelerate Your Authority Mastermind. So you accelerate in every area, from podcasting, from connecting to bigger people, becoming a best-selling book author, like how to get that. Like most publishers don't guarantee that at all. But we have all this stuff. So we basically go through it. So there's so many awesome parts of it. And it's, it's really exciting. I thought I'd tell you about it just in case, like maybe, because I know your girls were already at Elena's. So I was like, maybe,
Yes, please send that to us. That'd be awesome. Amazing.
Send me who Maria should call. And then do you want to speak to, she's my vice president. Like I don't know who wants to speak to her, because she'll tell you more about it on the phone, like just to like.
Claire would be who she would need to speak with.
Amazing. Yep. Has Maria got Claire's? No, I guess she can get it. Mimi can get it from her. Amazing. So I'll tell her to get her a call, because she's, it will be, you'll see, it's powerhouse. It's like, filled with people who are already on stages. It's filled with just people who are like, I really just want to get famous. I just want to like grow, I just want to like, most of my clients are, like, okay, for example, John Assaraf's my mentor and I'm also his. We have different areas we mentor each other on. Do you know what I mean? So he helps me with all my funnels and I help them with like their social media. We coach each other in different things. There's so many of my top level clients who are really famous because I'm showing them something that they don't know what to do with. And, so that's why it's interesting, I think, in many ways. Like you've got your shit together. So that's great. So
I can always get better.
So we all can, and like, I just want to have fun. And like, I think you're one of those people who just like does that too. And just wants to like elevate yourself now and go to that next level.
Definitely.
Amazing. Aww,
awesome. Thank you.
Of course. And by the way, if you do end up coming yourself to it, then let's just film while you're there on my podcast. You can come on on day 2. If you're there and it's like, because you'll just be there. So we'll just grab the film crew and go in another room and whatever,
That'd be perfect.
I
That'd be
love
great.
it. All right, babe, you're amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll have the girls all connect and we'll go from
Perfect.
there.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you. We'll see you,
Okay.
Natasha. Thank you.
Nice to see you, JD. Take
Good to
care.
see you too.
Bye.
Bye.